What's up guys, today will be a full rank guide, so listen up as this is all you need to become the best at this game. Number 1 is pre-aiming. So before you swing something, you need to be actually aiming at the place where you think he will be. So we know he's here, for example. Well, let's not go around the angle while tracking, for example, or wide swinging and not having perfect pre-aim. When you have perfect pre-aim, you're using peeker's advantage at its finest. So what you should do is make sure you're aiming high enough, line up yourself with the wall, make sure that your movement will be perfect and that you'll be in unison with your aim, and when you go around the corner, you kill them. For some reason that missed, but that's Valorant. Oh yeah, that's good. One of the things you guys can do sometimes that I see in ranked or I see over your VODs is that you guys W peek or shift peek. For example, I know he's in window because he was fighting earlier. I'm not gonna peek weirdly. I'm not gonna shift peek him or W peek him. If I shift peek him and he turns around, he will see me first. Okay, he sucks, but it's okay. If I W peek while shift peeking, it's even worse. I'm just putting myself in a disadvantage, and it's really whenever you guys want to swing something, even if you don't make sound, you can still do this, guys. I'll just remember. So if you know he's in the corner or he's towards window, make sure that when you're about to go around the corner, first aim high enough, line up yourself, make sure your pre-aim's good, go around the corner, and then go. When you guys are clearing stuff, don't be overly dramatic. Don't skip steps, as there's many angles. If I'm clearing this, I'm too dramatic and my pre-aim is off, and his crossbow placement can be basically perfect when I swing that. So if I go around the corner, I want to do small bits by small bits, and I saw him, then I can pre-aim perfectly. What's very important too is that you can't just always slice the pie. Basically, it's way too slow, it's inefficient. So what if I want to rush it? Jump peek it, get the information, and then line up yourself, make sure you have good pre-aim, shoot. If I'm holding A from long and they don't make sound, they'll probably walk peek me, right? They're trying to lurk into A, so I should hold it tight, you know, like that. So I'm holding wide because they are probably ready for me and they're probably just rushing me. One thing that I see you guys use sometimes is that you hold an angle while crouching, you know? Yes, you can maybe make him like aim too high, but what if you miss? If you miss, you gotta uncrouch and then move, which is not doable. See? I'm a fight titan. I'm gonna crouch at a random time and I'm sure I'm gonna get punished. So try fighting with the same technique. You do whatever you want. I'm just gonna try to hit you at some point. The moment I pressed to crouch, I died. Before you crouch, you stand still and then you crouch. And this guy only needs to do one movement, you're dead. No adjustments are needed. Instead of this, just keep moving, you know? During fights, the most important thing is movement. It's not even aim. Movement can win you the fight single-handedly. To win fights, what's important is to shoot him and punish him for whiffing first. You know, in fights, we mostly do this, right? AD strays, you know? So what should you do to win these fights? Well, let's start with option 1. Since we're in a tight enclosed area, what we can do is mimic his movement. If he goes left or right, go the same movement as him, and I don't need to move my crosshair that much. There's not much adjustments to be made, and it's really easy to hit him. Very doable since we're matching the same movement and our movements stop at the same time. The next thing you guys can do is I go in only one direction doing small steps, and at some point he's gonna stop to shoot me and he's gonna miss, and I'm gonna punish him for missing and going while going in one direction. This is my most favorite method since it's very consistent. See? So the fight was way longer. So let's do it again. Just like that. So you see his bullets? They're always behind me. So I'm gonna try to do the same thing, but Titan, you go in only one direction, okay? See? I couldn't even hit him. You know, it's super hard. So abuse that. It's a really good tool. The next thing that you guys do is you burst too much. The problem with bursting is that if I'm missing, at some point, my gun becomes inaccurate. I'm shooting wherever, it will never hit him. I'm saying this is bad because if you're fighting multiple people at the same time and you'll miss, you'll never be accurate at some point. And of course you'll be saying, I never missed to that point. You do. I see it. You guys like pre-fire a shit ton, and then after you swing and you miss your initial shots, and then already your recoil's up. What if I just tapped the entire time? Your bullets are basically almost going always at the same place instead of bursting. Bursting still has recoil. So if you're fighting multiple people, it's really good to keep tapping because you can transfer between people really well and you're always accurate and in movement. Another Another tip you guys can use in game is get your positioning. Where you play will define your fight. Will it be a good fight or not? So if I'm going around this corner and I want to rush a main, the first thing I need to worry about is this angle. When you're playing that angle, it's really predictable. So people come out from the left, right? And then they go right, it's like this. And this is the only place they're aiming all the time. You can play in this corner or in this corner, it's going to be a bit different. But if you play in this angle, people will always be aiming there. We can go short too. If I'm going short, I'm clearing like this. I'm pre-aiming it, it's there. You know, if you're in the middle, it's a different outcome. If you're on the right, it's bad. You want to think about where are people aiming first when they're coming into the angle? Well, it's always the first angle dying. That angle is always bad. So avoid playing common angles and switch it up. Say for example, I'm playing long. Well, let's play in the middle here. If you play in the middle, you can catch them from going on the right side, kind of an off angle, and you can kill them. Another place you can play is right over here. He's gonna clear. And like, people don't look where he looked at. People, what they do is they look right side and then they're super dramatic and they go directly left. They don't check the middle of this angle, and it's really easy to punish people. So the only moment you guys can play those angles is in off timing. So for example, I'm going around this corner, I'm gonna flash. Titan can swing me at any timing because I didn't expect him. For example, I cleared it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna flash, and then he can swing me whenever and punish me. So for example, you're like going up short, your teammate Omen Blind like threw it, but he doesn't hit the corner here. While the person can come up the corner, and meanwhile you're jumping where your knife out. He just swings randomly. It's the same thing with mid. Boom! Disadvantage. And he can just spray me down. So the only moments you can play these angles is when you know people are not going to be ready and you can swing it. Another tip that's very simple is just be ready for fast aggression. When you kill someone, be ready for anyone to swing for a trade really quickly. So expect it. If you kill someone, hold that angle that you just killed, and someone might come into it. You also need to make sure to not autopilot. How are you going to kill him? With what movement are you going to use? Are you preparing your frame? Are you thinking about aiming high enough? You need to think about all of that. Don't think about the aiming part. Don't think about, oh, I'm going to one-tap him, or I'm going to track this way, I need to do that. Nah. Think about prepping for the fight and let your aim do the work. So use all these tools, and this will definitely make